Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. Saturday has arrived. Welcome in to the life. Friends in London are aware of plans, so I wait for news. So Welcome everybody. Yeah. This morning, beautiful day, sun is shining, no migraine. Yeah, blooming evil. So, yes. Let me just sort this out. One moment. And I will be with you. Righty-ho. Wow, 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 wow. Righty-ho. Good morning. So, yeah. Email has gone off to those in London, where I'm asking for approval, and I'm also asking them to think along the lines of education. Education's very, very important. Why? Why is education important? Right. Let me just tell you. Yeah. Education. Yeah. We all think at the end of the day that when we go to school in our early days, and that time comes where we go, get in, end of school, woomph, and you fly out the door. But in truth and reality, you never really stop learning. You never do. Which is a positive. This is what I was saying to someone this morning. Thank you, baby. Say SAJA. Thank you. I would love, David, I would love to play Black Dog. I would also like to play Whole Lot of Love. Same band. As well as Communication Blackout. What qualifications before I left school? I have 2 equivalents of O-level. That was it. That was the highlight. And yeah. So let me just tell you about this email. Now, to all of you who are brand new here, there's lots of people, yeah. Am I a smart man? No. I'm just an ordinary person that you could live next door to. Jimmy Page, a legend, absolute legend. Think we might need to go back to school to write? Well, I use a thing called Grammarly. You missed a bit of hair under your nose. Did I? Did I really? Oh, 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 oh. Right. So, my message to those in power was this: 11% of the United Kingdom. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. 67 million people live in the UK. And 11% of 67 million is a tiny number. Yeah? So, education. Yeah? Corvo! More like 69 million. Ah, right, Corvo. Got you. So, let's round it off. Let's say next, between now and 2030, we get another million. And top of it, 70 million within the United Kingdom. Now, if you look at 11% who know about cryptocurrencies, that is shocking. And as I said in my email this morning, which I've just received a message to say, thank you, automatic reply, the usual 9 yards. And what happened is this. I'm saying to them this. Ideas. The right idea has potential. Any right idea you might have yourself. Yes, you out there. You might have an idea and think, this could work. What I would suggest you do is write it down on a sheet of paper. You do that, and then you put that sheet of paper somewhere where you can find it. Once you've done your sheet of paper, or 2 or 3 sheets of paper, what I suggest you do is this. Right. What I suggest you do is this. Yeah. You write your idea down. You box the important bits. Box it off. If the bit after you've done your first draft, if that bit in the box is really important, yeah, what I do is this. I've got my little box and I will put it's not a hashtag, it's the other version. This is it, the star on there. But I do like a cross and then cross again, so it looks and stands out on the page. Slayer, what's up, Grandpa? If you want him, yeah. Good morning to you. Paul, people only take interest in things which affect their lives. Crypto is just a work for most people who get their pay last day of the month and that's their only income source. Yes, but you can move the goalpost. You've got to want to move the goalpost. Yeah. And Donald in chat is saying, I've made a bit. Yeah. Well, Solana. Yeah. Same thing. Solana. And what's happened over the past 9 days is people being stupid. And I've watched it and I've like, why? Why would you even do that? One of the largest chains on planet Earth has the same thing. And people have been playing rather dumb because they've been creating something, having a little bit of liquidity, and then 1, 2, 3 or more hours later, pulled the liquidity, pulled the rug. How dumb. Proper dumb. Bill is saying, did you ever find out who tricked you on YouTube to giving you their car? Bill, honestly, I don't care. I lived through the worst day of my life because my brother and his missus decided, okay, we'll go up, we'll take you up, and the journey back all those miles. That's all I got. And I was glad to get out of the car. Seriously. I was glad to get out of the car because somebody had decided, oh, yes, we'll have this. And we will poke fun. And we will do this. And we will do that. And yeah. Those people are sad. Very, very sad. But the world is like that, you know? The world is like that. And what I'm going to say to you is this. The person who did that, one day, don't know when, but one day, karma is going to be like a great white shark while you're swimming in the sea. And that great white shark is going to come up from below you. And it's going to take a nice, big, tasty chunk out of your backside. And the hope is you learn. Morning, everybody. Well, my car at the moment is a Ford Mondeo, and she needs a lot done to her, which is one of the reasons why in the comments, in the description of this video, what we need to do is this. We are close to a milestone. 2K. We're close. We're not there, but we're close. And we need the same in subscribers. We need the same in memberships to balance the scales. Yeah. So if we do that and get her fixed and then get her graphics put on the car, i.e., the logo on my home YouTube page, on the bonnet, 2 black stripes from the front all the way over the top of the car, and then the number 9 on both front doors. Yeah, of course the car starts. Yeah. But yeah, she needs brake pipes. She needs new headlights. She also needs MOT, and she could do with timing chain, but the timing chain's at 100,000, and she's nowhere near 100,000, and probably needs 5 new tires, etc. Now, what I was thinking was this: get her back on the road, do everything I want to her, i.e., all 4 corners, renew the whole lot. Yeah? Renew everything, clean, utter bill of health, engine, starter motor, clutch, the whole thing, 9 yards. And then when I go to this case, because there's a case pending, when I go to the case, if they turn around and award me from that, then she goes to auction, and every single penny goes to either Alzheimer's UK or Dementia UK. Everything, the whole lot. Now, I'm one of the only people, in the United Kingdom who said over months and months and months and months and then years to those at Universal Credit Job Centre, this is the plan. Now, those people, most of them did what most of the other people did last year here on YouTube, which is roll across the floor in absolute hysterics. He's never gonna, no way, it's not gonna happen. And guess what? It did happen. Since it happened, we are now edging closer to 2K. That's the honest and brutal truth. But as Motso, our manager, said, was this: we all want everybody here, 100 people. We all want everybody here to be a success. People from Spain, France, Holland, Belgium, Germany, the whole of Europe, different countries, all for the same thing. And since then, that's happened. But memberships, yeah. Dan, let me just tell you something. Yeah. I'm not going to tell every single thing. I never will. The best way to, this is an analogy. I think that's what the correct pronunciation is. Yeah. You wet the finger, you stick it in the herbs and spices, and yeah, I'm going to buy that. And that comes from me nana, who's long gone. She turned around and said to me, when you fall down, pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and Bean is asking, are you famous? No, I'm just like you, just an ordinary person. Yeah. Crypto, Scott is saying crypto had a massive crash today. Do you know what it is though? Right? Do you know what caused the massive crash, Scott? Do you know what caused it? Because I do. And it was stupid, dumb people who some people are just in it for a little bit of profit. Why have a little bit of profit? Why? When you can have a big one. Yeah. And somebody saying, Gunzi is saying, damn, I need to have a look. I have 10 BTC. Well, you're well off then. But one thing I'm going to say to you all is this. Seeking you, Geordie Nation, I'm asking friends in London, an expert, somebody to come in and help. Because I can't do it all by myself. And I'm not going to do it all by myself. PUSI, did you eat your dinner? Not yet. It's not dinner time yet. So, the guy from London, yeah, he's important. So is she important. And she's close by. But I need approval. I also need the FCA Smart Scam, the Prudential approval, and then all of the rest. Hold on. Right. Let me just give you a little bit of advice, EK. Yeah? EK zombies. Yeah? You know what the other bits are. Yeah? Now, you're saying that AI does it all. Well, no, it doesn't. Because there's a guy called Christian. We are no code. That's his. We are no code. All one word. Yeah? He said, before you speak to any form of AI, you have to have the idea. You ain't got the idea, you're wasting your time. Some people turn around and go about chat. What's it called, man? I always get it mixed up. GPT or something like that. But you get the gist. I've never, ever used it, and I never will. I have zero interest. Now, lots of people do use it to write essays, the 9 yards. I don't. Not at all. But what I will say is this. And if you look at this, right, my playlists here, one of my playlists is this. Our world changed January the 20th of 2025. And that's true because stuff is happening that has never, ever happened in history. What was that? No, we don't. Challenge his ideas. How can you challenge an idea? Zombies. How can you challenge an idea? Right? The principle, the core of the idea is written down before I go and type it up on the computer. Dan is saying, oh, sorry. Bill, I thought you were going to whiz, they were going to whiz straight past you. There's a problem. And the like I say, I had multiple days last week where Lovable was saying, right, this is done, that's done, the other's done, publish, and it's there. And I was like, fair enough. Follow your instructions, press the blue button, update. That is now published. Click on the site. There's a blank page. And I'm thinking, you just said all of that and there's a blank page. I can't test a blank page. So it is not perfect. The original version of Seeking You, again, not perfect. There was a page, you couldn't do anything with the page. So, not perfect. But it is evolving. Why? People with lots of money want to invest in it. Yeah, it's not all knowing, Dan. It isn't. No. But it is learning. Like I said the other day, before everything was like back, and then I got a shock. Yes, I got a shock. It's kind of like, when you walk across the carpet in a department store and you drag your feet and you build up a charge, and then you get into somebody and you go, "Psh," and you go, what the heck was that? Static electric. Yeah. I got a shock the other day. I've been trying day after day after day after day, and I'm getting nowhere fast. I'm sinking in the quicksand. Yeah. And this is what happened. Oh, I see the problem. Came up in the text. Metadata doesn't exist. And I was like, what the heck is metadata? No clue. So it explained it to us. A house somewhere. You can see the house, but you can't see the estate the house is in. And I was like, wow, you couldn't make this stuff up. Yeah. EK47, I'm going to come to you in 1 second, and there's a reason why you've just said that. Yeah. There's a reason. I'm going to come to it in a moment. So please bear with me. So anyway, yeah, it says about this metadata. Boom. Try it now. Whoa, I can see something. However, what I can see does not have a sign in. So I quickly address that. There's no sign in at the top. Right, bush, done. Then, remember I was saying just before that about the electric shock? Boom, the electric shock kicks in. A message. You have now run out of credits. And I went, excuse me? What do you mean? I've run out of credits. And there was a box had appeared 2 minutes before. And the box had a blue button, which was allow. I'd left it while I did there's no sign in. So I left it. I thought, I'll make sure there's a sign in, etc. Very second that done, bosh. And I published so that the sign in box was there. Very second I pressed publish and came back. The little bit that said approve all was blue, but it was light blue. Went to click it, nothing happened. And again, this little box popped up. You have run out of credits. And I went, you've got to be joking me. So I haven't got round to emailing them, but I'm going to email them today and say, excuse me, I'm paying for a service. For these amount of days, please check the logs. I haven't been able to do diddly squat. And you've turned around and says, you've just run out of credits. So you either reimburse all of those days that I couldn't do nothing because there was nothing there because of metadata didn't exist. or I go elsewhere. And you can transfer from one to another. So that is why it looks a bit broken. It's still there, but it looks a bit broken because I can't do anything until they say, right, you have this amount of credit for the missing days. And that's the stupid, utterly stupid bit with every platform, whether that's Claude, whether that's Bolt, whether that's Replit, or a multitude of others. Yeah? The idea needs to flow. And when the idea is flowing, you're telling it instruction after instruction, and it's doing it. Dan is saying, always has a problem with other services not doing their job. Right, Dan, I'm holding the chart right here. One thing I'm going to say to you, Dan, is this. 2006, I went into a new career. I've driven everywhere in the British Isles as a car driver. Every single place in the British Isles. Now, what I was going into a new job was to drive a bus. Now, I, being a car driver, doesn't give you the knowledge to drive a bus. It just puts you in the seat. You have to pass another test. That test is not in on a Monday morning. You are through your test on a Friday afternoon. If you think that, you're in dream world, because it doesn't exist. Right. Louise, man hasn't seen a toothbrush in years. Well, sorry to tell you this, but to that person, yeah, that is a toothbrush which is still wet. Yeah. I am not perfect. No, I'm not. Dan, not exactly rocket science, though, is it? Well, let me just tell you something, Dan. Yeah? What I'm trying to do, which I explained to friends in London earlier, was 2 things out of 4. 2. The other thing out of the 4 is Newcastle based. So it's got nothing to do with him. Yeah? But if it all pays off, there's jobs, there's pension, there's a bonus, there's healthcare. It's all in the package. And that's going to be now probably 2026 January through to Christmas of 2026 and all the way through to probably 2035. Right. Out you go. Dan is saying, this is the thing. Always stuff, never actually saying anything of substance. Well, I'm showing you it. You are seeing it. Now, what I'll say to you is this. Am I a computer engineer? Have I gone to do computer science? No. Before I moved to Nottingham, I was driving a bus. I did 11 years as a bus driver, and before that, I had a load of other jobs. So, no, I do not have the computer science skills. Right, okay. We won't have any more of Nick. Silly people. Honestly, silly people. Bill has turned around, said two apps by April, off benefits, games starting September. Yes, that was quite correct. You are quite correct. The games are going to have to go to a dedicated games company. Why? Because what I tried to do using various different platforms of AI, it can't do it. And that's the honest truth. So they're going to proper games companies. The apps, people in March and April were invited to help. What did they do? What did they do? There's your evidence right there. Now, there were 7,000 plus lines of code. Is that big? Is that little? No clue. Like I say, never done computer science. Never. Some of those people did help. No, they didn't. No, they did not. Because if they did help, there wouldn't be people still moaning and whinging about, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work, etc. And I've got to the point where now I've asked today for an expert. Somebody who this man trusts to come in and do an overview. Somebody who's not going to manipulate and change to their advantage. And then we proceed from that point onwards. AK, why are you not studying computer science? The field is what you are relying on the most. Listen, AK, wake up and smell the coffee. Bill, everyone knows people helped. Where did they help? Where did they help? Because people keep saying from April, May, June, July, August, nothing's happening. Nothing. I mean, let me just be crystal clear. 5 people had access. They didn't just have access to GitHub. Oh no, that would have been easy. These people also had access to Supabase, the back end. And here's my honest opinion. They took that access and went, ha, 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 get in. He believed. And yeah. So now I've asked friends in London, and I just want somebody to come along and look and think with their own mind. Because all I'm going to say to them is this: how can I make Seeking You and Geordie Nation more functional? I want this to happen. And it's never been about, becoming the next Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. No, not even if you think in that, at the end of the day, you're about 1 billion miles from planet Earth. Because I just don't care. I just want it built and to do what I want it to do. So yeah. Now we are back. Where are the mods? Says Tamara Fletcher. What are my thoughts on, Tammy Williams is asking, what are my thoughts on Mark Zuckerberg's lizard theory? No clue. I haven't even heard of it. That's part, most technology 8580, that is part of the email I've just sent off. Your exact comment there. Do not, Morgan, do not do that. All caps. Don't do it. So I'm going to hold chat, Morgan G, so that you retract your all caps. We don't do all caps. Oh, so it was Thomas. Thomas. Thank you. Now at least I know. So he took the principle of Geordie Nation to create Sunderland Nation. Now I know. So, but when what was it, last week, maybe the beginning of last week, when I had an offer for Geordie Nation, that offer, I wouldn't even entertain it. Let me just tell you something, Dan and Bill, yeah, because you're both together on this. Yeah, let me just tell you something, right? To think a person can go into doing like computer and code, etc., on a Monday morning at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and then on a Friday when everybody breaks up for the weekend, you're a computer genius. That's a fallacy. Because you couldn't do it. Nobody could. You have to learn, implement, and test. So, morning, Raw Dog. Or is it afternoon? Yeah, it's afternoon. Knowledge. That's what I'm going to say to you. Done. Knowledge. Yeah. Now, I was the first person in my family to buy a computer when everybody else turned around and went, what's that? That's a 386 laptop. It's all I could afford, and I had that for 2 years. Floppy disks included. So oh right, so AK Zombie is also on TikTok. Well, if you had seen this morning's video, not interested. Because at the end of the day, last time round it was what, 2018? I'm not bothered, Dan. No interest. Nothing. Zero. I just want, which is why I've asked friends in London, help. And get the help. Brilliant. We move forward. You can buy a wife online. Aye. You can buy most things online. Not interested. And TORD, what's up, Paul? I'm taking right. Who we got? Who we got? Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to read this, but what I am going to do is this. There you go. Zonk. Bye-bye. People, there are some right evil people in this world. Right evil people. And those people have just used an image. Doesn't belong to them, but they've used that image. And the name, that name doesn't even belong to that image. So, yeah, crazy. Well, she wasn't the ex-missus. No. We were together a time, and then she decided the grass was greener elsewhere. Simple as that. No, you don't challenge people who are dual, you just carry on. Done. It's gone. And it'll never reappear. So we move on. Am I British or Irish? I'm Geordie. Google it. Google what a Geordie is. I don't care. I don't care at all. I mean, AK-47, bet she regrets it now. Nah, I don't care. No care at all. You make your decisions as an adult and you live by your decisions as an adult. So, what I'm going to say to you all is this. I'm waiting now for the next, well, we're in the 20 days. We're in it. We're right in the 20 days. I don't, raw dog, raw dog, raw dog. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. At the end of the day, if anybody, I'm just focused on what I'm trying to do, get it done. Now now said in the email, I need help. So hopefully that help will come forward. And if the help comes forward, we push into 2026 with 25 jobs in one, 90 jobs in the second, because I give them two. The others is for Newcastle. Have you said you say about these memberships? They know everything, Bill. I give 3,000 characters per message. A breakdown of every single little drop. Even when somebody does a super chat, a super sticker, or a super thanks, it's all in there. Why? I want to be transparent with not just Department of Works and Pensions, HMRC, FCA in London, everybody. So, what I'm just going to say to you all is this: have a wonderful Saturday. And my mission is to get the memberships here to mirror the subscribers. So I can say to Mozzo, the YouTube content creators bootcamp manager, I did it. And then we push forward into Christmas and into 2026 in a better position. So, right. Marcel legacy remains. Marcel just gifted $1,600 in chat. No, he didn't. Nothing has appeared. Nothing. So he hasn't done anything in chat because it would appear on screen. And what you're trying to do is look good, but if there's nothing appears in the box at the top, then nothing's happened. AKA they need a group of them. Dan, I'm dyslexic. £1.01 has just flashed up. Raw Dog, much appreciated, Raw Dog. So, Raw Dog has just shown everybody the light. And to the other person who's on about $1,600, there is clearly to be seen at the top £1.01. Yeah. And Raw Dog is also a member, as is Dan. And what you got to understand is this: I will be live sometimes, and you won't be able to come into the live unless you are a member. Yes, You're quite correct there, Raw Dog. You are quite correct. Can't use dyslexic as an excuse. All right, so we have a PhD expert here. Fair enough. I'm going to honestly say this. See, Manana said to me this, and this is absolutely true. Paul, you can't argue with some people. You can't. So don't do it. So I won't. Right. So we got somebody spamming chats. So let's just do that. There we can. Spam, 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 spam. Which is absolutely horrible. Now, there will be some lives where we're going to be testing it next day, 2 days. We're going to be testing, going, and we're going to have a clock somewhere on screen. So we're going to be, when the clock runs out, if you aren't a member, you won't see everything. No, she wasn't actually, Dan. No, she wasn't. Incorrect. Anybody can argue with. I've had big arguments with people where the argument's gone on 45 minutes. And it hasn't got mega heated. It's just an argument where, two people are talking, or three. AK, it seems like you're alienating your viewers. Oh, AK, honestly, man. So, like I said, there's going to be lives where, if you ain't a member, you can't watch it. As I'm trying to do what Mozzo said to the letter. So, everybody have an absolutely wonderful Saturday and hope to see you 7 p.m. And be nice. Doesn't cost anything. Be nice.